What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about XDC today. This one comes to us at the request of Race Car. Race Car, this one's for you. This one's for everybody watching, but, we're doing it because of Race Car's request here. So, Race Car, we're going to get into it right now. Everybody watching, we're going to get into it. Looking at the, pumping it out to the weekly here, taking this low to this high. I don't know if that's the right fib to take. It might be. At that point in time, we actually have bounced off the 236, which is normal, right? We could bounce off the 236. We could even go up higher and then come lower. That's totally possible. Looking at the weekly RSI, I mean, we could also just keep going lower. That's not my initial interpretation. Looking at the weekly RSI, very strong, very, very strong. We are in the overbought zone, but that doesn't mean that we have to crash or anything like that, right? Generally, you see moves take place that are like more dramatic to the downside after you get out of the overbought zone, right? Or on the way down, getting out of the overbought zone, which we could be doing that right now. There is 5 days left in this week. We have enough time to tell. This will be easier to define probably on other time frames, so we'll check that out. But I do want to look at this fib here. On this one, we are below the 236, and if we were to go to like the 4-hour, let's say, not really showing too much respect on it. We're kind of disregarding it. Right now, we're actually holding resistance on this 236. So I don't know though, not a whole lot of respect on it. So maybe again, let's go back out to the daily. Maybe this what was it? It was this overall thing, right? Yeah, right here. Maybe this one is the one to anchor it to. I don't know. We're gonna use that though. Let's see. I don't know. Yeah, it looks pretty good, right? We closed right at it. We bounced right off it. We've tipped it a couple times. The fact that we've tipped it a few times, actually, like more than a few times even, and we haven't gone even up to the 0.069. We got close, but we didn't get there. That does tell me that we're probably going to break through it. Probably going to go to the 382, and the 382, by the way, is at about 5.1 cents. I do expect, beyond that, if you've seen my videos on XDC, I do expect that we're going to go lower overall, but there's a few other reasons for that. We do have this bearish divergence, top here, and not always. Not always. Sometimes it goes further, sometimes it doesn't go as far, but generally, and I say generally, I mean a very good bit of the time, wherever the divergence forms, which it started here and it ended here, this is where your divergence forms, so it started over here, generally you do see this price. So that would put us at around 5.6 cents, and again, overall, I mean, that would take us, oh, that's not the right fib to take again, right? That would take us, that would take us below the 382, sure. Maybe we go to the 0.618, but if we were to go to this, yeah, this down here, that would take us right around this this 382, and I very much would expect that we go down there. Not only is that 382 a level of significance, but we have a closing bar here and an opening candle here after some volatility, like a little range right there. I don't know, that could be a general area where we find some support. Looking at it too, if we are to look, let's see, if we were to put a line like right here, where we had previous resistance a couple times, even before back here, right? We found support on this line, broke through it, found resistance, confirmed resistance over here even, right? We could find some support at 4.7 cents, and that is a little bit below the 382. Something I do want to look at on the 1 hour. Let's bump it into there. Actually, before we do, we'll get to that, but I want to look at the daily, the RSI right now. Besides the bearish divergence, we are out of the bullish area of control. We kind of broke out of it, came back into it and rejected, as we have before over here. Yeah, I don't know, just more relatively, I guess. But I would think that we go lower. Maybe we don't go into the oversold zone, maybe we do, but definitely lower from here on the RSI. We are in this we are kind of in this ascending structure, right, where we have these lower or higher lows coming up. If we break out of this, I think we'll really see the down move start to take place. And I mean, already, on one day we had a 21% move, so I don't know if we'll get bigger candles than that. Maybe we do, but I very much don't think that we're going to go all the way back down to 3 cents or anything like that. Maybe we go to 4 cents, maybe something like that, but I would think more between like 4.5 or 6 cents at the highest, but probably below 6 cents even. Which we got close. We got to 6.1 cents. That was close, but I do think that we would go lower. I want to see Looking at, again, the shorter time frames from top to bottom here, yeah, I think I pointed this out in another video, but all we've done, right, we went all the way down from this high to this low. We came back up to the 0.618, 0.69 area. It's very common whenever you find resistance on the 618, which I would say this is, that you actually break through it a little bit and you go up to the 0.69. I've seen that time and time again, and then you roll over from there. It's also common that when you roll over from there, you come back up and test it a second time or a third time even, but when you get below the 382 like this, and then especially from there, you come down and you close below the 236, you're just disregarding it. You did show resistance at the 382 here. I would say that this wants to go lower, and probably, you know, the way that I would gauge where it wants to go is I would take this fib here from this low to this high and base it off of these extensions, which would be at a minimum below 6 cents. That's around 5.65 cents. Or the 1618 even is at 5 cents basically on the dot, and you know, with the potential to go lower. This is a smaller fib range, so seeing deeper extensions is totally possible. Though, you know, looking at this just from like this little moves perspective, there's a bit more turbulence in this area than there was coming up here. So I would expect that, you know, somewhere in between here, we probably find some support or resistance. Probably, yeah, probably at like, there we go, right near that 1272. Probably somewhere in this area around 5.6 cents to 4.6 cents. That's where we probably find our low for XDC. I do think XDC is going to do great things, guys. I just think it's going down right now with the rest of the market. You know, there's always going to be some things that don't go down, but right now I'm definitely to the downside as far as that goes. On the 4-hour RSI, kind of neutral with a bearish tilt. You can't seem to get above the 50, and I mean, look at this, man. It even kind of has a head and shoulders, right? You got your left shoulder, you got your head, and you got your right shoulder here. Although it's at the bottom, so I don't know if that would be a technical pattern to play off of. You can apply patterns to the RSI; they definitely do work out. You know, head and shoulders are topping patterns; they're not continuation patterns. But I mean, maybe, whatever. I don't know. It could be. I don't know. Is it? Let's look at it. We're on the pattern site here. If none of you guys know, the pattern site, man, it's an index full of just all kinds of information, man. Tons of things that I don't even know. I mean, not like I know everything. I say I don't even know. Like, of course, you know, there's going to be a ton of things that I don't know. But if you want to learn TA, I mean, you can study all this. I don't know if I would do that personally. Maybe it's good for you. I like to keep it simple. Well, let's just see here. Head and shoulders bottoms. So they are a thing. Head and shoulders bottoms are a thing, right? Oh no, that's an inverse head and shoulder. Okay, that's. He's just talking about inverse head and shoulders here. Okay. Complex bottoms, tops. Yeah, there's nothing that says continuation. So I don't know if I would call that a head and shoulders. But nonetheless, you are rejecting the 50 a couple times, area that you found support before, right? Found resistance before. I would expect that on a 4-hour basis, you do likely go into the oversold zone, and that would promote probably bigger moves to the downside. You are well above the 50. Yeah, you're above the 50 on this long-term RSI. And I know I say well above, you're at 54 on this, but that is pretty well above. Little, like 1 point here from like 50 to 51, that's a significant difference than it is on the short-term RSI. 50 to 51 here is nothing, but 50 to 54 to 50 on this is a solid bit up, you know what I mean? So anyways, the reason I'm saying that is on the long-term RSI, something I've noticed in my time using these kind of two indicators together, the long-term RSI with this 123 MA, when you get below the purple line here, that's the 123 MA, and then you have this long-term RSI above the 50, which is also the 123 RSI. That's why I call it the long-term RSI. It's generally a good time to buy. Again, when you're below the purple line, the moving average, but you're above the 50 on the RSI, good time to buy generally, not always. You know, you look for other things to kind of complement that, but it's kind of a good thing to see. And I would bet that if we were to go to this area around 4.6 to 5.6 cents, something like that, we would, maybe not 4.6, maybe we would be below the 50 a little bit, but I don't know, somewhere around here, I bet we do see a good buy signal, but we'll see. You know, that's to be seen yet. But looking at the 1 hour. Overall, just to kind of complete my thought on that, I think this does look kind of bearish, but kind of neutral at the moment with a bearish tilt is what I would say. 1 hour is definitely more bearish in the more immediate time frame, so you do have higher lows forming. I don't know. I'm still, my bias on that would be that it's looking a little bit bearish. You have your purple line sloping down here. You're well below it. You are below the 50 on the long-term RSI too, right? Yes, just barely, but you are. Which I don't know if I'd put too much weight on that on the 1 hour. It doesn't look like you show any or too much respect. You have a little respect here, it looks like, but not really too much on this 123 MA. So that rule might not apply on this time frame, but still, things definitely do look bearish. I would say that it's going to go lower. And that's really all I got to say. I don't know if it's going to go up in the immediate term. It doesn't look to me like there's anything bullish going on, right? Yeah, all the shorter term time frames are bearish. The daily looks like it probably wants to come down too. And again, where I would expect that we go is anywhere from about 4.6 to 5.6 cents. And looking at this fib, this most relevant one here, on a daily basis, would there be anything that lines up with that? I mean, the 618 is right down there at about 4.6 cents. So, and then, yeah, the 382, I don't know. I think once we get below the 382, maybe there's hope that we find support on this 0.5 or around this area. It's not uncommon to do that. We don't have to go to the 618. Though something like this, I guess I would kind of like to see that. I would, that'd be nice respect, but we really don't have to. This 618 also ties in with this kind of high range over here. It's like literally covering that line where we had resistance before. So coming down and finding support where we found resistance before would also be nice. But 4.5 cents to 5.6 cents, I guess that's the ultimate range that I'd feel comfortable with saying. I wouldn't buy now. I mean, if you want a DCA, don't let me stop you. This isn't financial advice, but I personally wouldn't buy now. I would wait to buy more, probably below like 5.5 cents. That's where I would probably buy. So anyways, that's all I got for you guys. If you liked the video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to see more, and I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.